Matt H says, I believe Kyle's only path to getting fired is Lance is a bust and missed the playoffs. Jed giving Kyle power to make the CMC trade shows he's not going anywhere. I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
If Jed was really looking at Kyle sideways right now, he wouldn't have okayed this trade.
I agree.
And that's just, I'm really disappointed in Jed for that. Jed,
well,
have some pride.
Could we say something?
Yeah.
Jed is sort of off the radar these days, but I've never been sold on him as an owner or his whole family as an ownership group. Right?
Yeah.
What have they ever?
What have they done? I don't know.
Except to piss off the whole city of Santa Clara.
Yeah, and move the team out of San Francisco. So the Warriors could slide in right in their spot. That was brilliant. Idris says, lol, during the last conference of Jim Harbaugh as a Niner, he acknowledged your family. What we need is an actual coach and not a fake. You know, people say Harbaugh was eccentric and tough on people. He was actually a very positive person, and his whole thing was like uplifting his court. He made Alex Smith feel special. He made Colin Kaepernick feel like he was the greatest quarterback in the world. Kyle can't do that for his players.
One thing that Harbaugh is a strange personality. He told me that he really loved our interaction, me as a dad and you as a son. And he knew that I was very close with my dad. I was very close. And he told me that it meant something to him because he was very close. I think his dad's still alive.
Yes.
His dad, Jack, that he and Jack are his father coached at Stanford on the football team. And that he and his dad are very close. And so Harbaugh, there's a person in there.
Yeah.
And he's willing to let it show.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people think Kyle's really down to earth. I've never been able to relate to Kyle. I can relate to Jim very well. I actually feel like Jim's much more relatable than Kyle.
Didn't Jim once come up to you in the locker room and put his arm around you?
Yeah, this was the first time he'd ever really acknowledged me. He always kind of looked at me as like the annoying kid who asked tough questions in press conferences, which is fair. That's how Kyle looks at me. But then it was week 3. It might have been 2012 or 2013. They lost to Andrew Luck at home. The whole world predicted them to win the game. I said they'd lose. They lost. And he came up right over to me in the locker room. And he was like, how you doing, Grant? I'm like.
And he put his arm on you.
Yeah. And it's just kind of showing the whole team like, all right, he's got my blessing.
He's okay by me. Leave him alone.
He's okay by me. Yeah, pretty much. I couldn't believe it. Haha says, does this team not have a 2-minute drill? Why can the offense only play at one speed plotting?
What a great question. When the hell do they hurry up? And what I feel, Iggy, the reason they don't hurry up and the reason they're plotting, that's how Kyle's mind works.
Yeah.
It's systematic. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's like a relief pitcher taking a minute between pitches.
Also, it almost feels like he's saying, you know, I can't go fast because look who my quarterback is. Like, dude, he's been here 6 years, man. What are you talking about? Don't say that. No excuses. This is who you wanted. He's been here 6 years. They didn't go hurry up until 5 minutes left in this game. Unacceptable. Steve M says, ask Kyle if he thinks his job is on the line. I don't think he cares. I think he feels that if the Niners got rid of him, there'd be 10 teams lining up to get him. And I don't know if he's right, but I don't think he cares. Jonathan says, Belichick said Mac Jones ain't working, get out. On the other hand, we have Kyle saying Jimmy throw another pick. Is Purdy any worse? No accountability. It is interesting. Belichick benched Mac Jones, and they're now starting their rookie 4th-round pick, who isn't that impressive either. Very interesting. Kind of a dichotomy of what Kyle's doing over here. John says, Grant, don't know if you saw my tweet, but Kyle is 1-29 when trailing by 3+ points in the fourth quarter. He has to go, man. And 7-30 when he's trailing at halftime. 7-30 when trailing at halftime. That's amazing. I mean, would Chip Kelly have been worse? Kyle's turning out to be like the slow version of Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly went fast for no reason. Kyle goes slow for no reason. They're both bad. It's crazy. C. Turley says context went down 3+ going into the fourth quarter since 2017. Shanahan 1-29, McVay 3-27, Harbaugh 4-21, Belichick 4-25. NFL average in the situation is 13.3%. Kyle has a 3.3%. Can't kill him for this. So you're saying he's 75% worse than everyone else? Is that what you're saying?
I think
that's bad.
I think Josh came up with those statistics.
Yeah, those are definitely Josh statistics. Hunter says, the question I'd really appreciate to be asked is, Kyle, at this point, fans have reason to be frustrated with the job you're doing. Wouldn't you say so? What can you say to those fans? What he would say is, it is a good question. What would he say? You know, I'm working hard.
We work hard. We work hard all the time. It's just a matter of time. You know, everybody's got to do their job, but we know.
You can't get too high, can't get too low. You got to stay the course. Don't ride the roller coaster.
Yeah, we've been in these positions before.
Yeah. Michael Hamilton says Kyle is to offensive genius as Boyardee is to chefs. That was funny. I like that.
The first time I ever got Boyardee, I begged my mother to get it, and I ate it, and this is terrible. I was a kid,
Yeah, it was really bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. As a kid, my friends would love that, and I'd say, "Hey, mom, can I have it?" She's like, "No, you don't want that. It's not real Italian."
Your mom, my wife, what an Italian cook. She could have been in a restaurant.
Absolutely, she could have. 808 Niners says they got rid of Defoe because nobody was going to give a first for Armstead. Defoe was the leader of this locker room, and now they have no one except for Kyle Shanahan, guys. Yeah, Defoe really was a leader in that locker room. Also, Robert Saleh was a leader on the coaching staff. He was. Yes. He really was. Just sending positive vibes to the Niners. All right, Callie. They need him. Mark Dunn says we are 3-4. If Lance started up to this point, would we have a worse record? What a waste. Yeah, that's the problem. You'd rather be 3-4 with a young, improving quarterback than this guy.
Yes, this guy.
And it's the whole thing. Like, oh, you wanted this guy. It's back to Niners football. You shouldn't be 3-4. Ingar says, you're a new member. Thank you. Overdue says, I've said MS meant Kyle Shanahan for sure. Wonder what MS says. I'm sure he's saying, Kyle, you're doing great. It's not your fault. Eddie Marco says Purdy is better than Trey. Okay, I'm glad you feel that way based on your analysis of the situation. Steven says, what are the odds of the Niners pick up Kinlaw's fifth-year option and extend McGlinchey? I wish I was joking. We'll see, man. Kinlaw could come back this season.
Let's pass on that question.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think McGlinchey's coming back, though. You think McGlinchey's coming back?
Let's just pass on the question.
I don't think he's coming back. D-Block says, or you throw with your eyes closed. Oh, yeah, that's embarrassing. Embarrassing moments. Throwing with your eyes closed.
Who did it?
Oh, Jimmy in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I got it. It's more embarrassing plays.
Jimmy did it in the Super Bowl. His interception, he had his eyes closed. Irfin says, I've seen people suggest a SF trade for Mac Jones. Thoughts? What do you think? Hilarious. Trade for Mac Jones. Hilarious. Which was equally funny is that people thought the Niners should take him with the third pick. Seattle wins the division. Geno. The job that Pete Carroll is doing this year is just remarkable. He's a hell of a coach.
I thought the league had passed him by, but he's doing very well. I would add that there's a lot of games to go.
It's true. That being said, he's got Geno Smith looking a lot better than Kyle's got Jimmy looking. And Geno Smith is Geno Smith.
Yeah, I never thought Geno Smith could do these things.
Shows you how important coaching is.
Yeah.
Chris Grove says, what about when you run your pocket quarterback between the tackles and he breaks his ankle? How embarrassing. Oh, yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's worse than a safety.
That's worse than a safety. Yeah. Chris says, you're not haters. You both speak the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts. We all love your honest journalism. No need to sugarcoat it. Yeah, that's why you guys are here, and I appreciate you guys very much.
Thank you.
Y'all aren't haters. Y'all are truthers, and what? I don't know what the last part said, but thank you for saying we're not haters. Couple more. Sean O'Leary says, what you both are describing, hater versus lover, is a problem beyond sports these days. People want to hear what they want to hear. And sadly, most of the media, sports, politics, etc., are willing to do just that. It's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Like if someone figures out on the beat, hey, a lot of people like Jimmy Garoppolo, or a lot of people want coverage that says the Niners are doing everything right, someone's going to fill that void because there's money to be made. People want to hear it. Hey, this was a smart move. This was a great trade. The Niners are going to win this week. Those guys make money. Josh says Grant's praised the Niners plenty times this year more than they deserve. Thanks, Josh. 808 Niners says what's embarrassing is the effort the last 2 weeks. Kyle Shanahan, teams are front runners, and when teams hit him in the mouth, they quit, hence trailing in the fourth quarter.
I love it. That's a boxing metaphor.
Love it. Trey Shields says, I can't believe we're having this conversation about you and Pops, some 49ers haters, laughing my butt off. The both of you stated numerous times that y'all are not Niner fans. I guess the truth hurts. I guess it does. Thanks for that Hamlet summary, lol. It says Ralph Z. You paid $2 to give my dad's summary of Hamlet a thumbs down? Well, joke's on you.
Thumbs down?
He gave you Z's. Hamlet's interesting.
Oh, he didn't find Hamlet interesting.
It's all right. It's okay. You can't please everyone.
Hold on. What's his name?
I forget.
Okay.
Let me go back and find him. Hold on. What's your name, buddy? I don't know.
Okay.
Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio. Ralph.
Yeah.
You're entitled not to like Hamlet, and you're entitled not to like Shakespeare. That's your business. That's all I have to say.
I like that. Xavier says the Jets and Saleh are 5-2. The Dolphins under McDaniel undefeated when Tua plays, and the Seahawks with Geno Smith are leading the division. Good coaches. Good coaches. Now it's time for Kyle to prove that he's won too. Quan the Goat says, "What's up, Grant and Lowell? As a Niner fan, I appreciate that y'all keep it 100 and holding this team accountable. We have a gold standard, and this is an embarrassment for this organization with all this talent and garbage output." Yeah, the Niners are the Yankees. Go ahead.
I love it. When I would talk to certain really great players, Steve Young, for example, we have a gold standard. Yeah. Also, Steve called it. It is the standard of the 49ers. These players need to uphold it. And when they wanted Jimmy and not Trey Lance, they were no longer upholding the gold standard. They were upholding their comfort.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And, maybe other teams like the Detroit Lions or the Minnesota Vikings would be content to be relevant and talked about. But the Niners have won 5 Super Bowls, and their mission is to win a 6th. And if you can't deliver a Super Bowl, but all you can do is keep the team relevant and in the playoffs, that's not good enough.
No,
it's not good enough.
That's the bronze standard.
Yeah, you can't do that. Not with the Niners. These are the Yankees. You're supposed to have the highest standards all the time. Josh Oliva says, "I know McLeod's had a couple good returns, but can we please see something new?" I haven't seen much from Ray McLeod. MD says, "Jed York, bring back Jim Harbaugh. Allow him to develop Lance and team. Give Kyle this year to make playoffs or the head coach interview process starts." If Jed could get Harbaugh back, I don't think fans would be upset.
Oh, God, no.
No. And that's one interesting thing for Jed. That's the one move he can make where fans would be like, okay, fine by me.
I agree.
Iggy,
I don't know if Michigan would be fine with that. And I don't know what his contract situation is at Michigan.
Good point.
It seems to me like he has a very good life there.
Yeah. Why would he does he really want to work for Jed again? You've worked for Jed. You know what that's like.
Right.
But at the same time, if Jed gives him $15 million a year, maybe they can work it out. Seems like the worser Jimmy gets, so do his fans. I think what bugs me about Jimmy is his fans. Jimmy's nice. He actually said hello to me in the locker room the other day. He said, "Hey, Grant," and I felt bad. He did. "Hey, Grant, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, Jimmy, he's a nice guy." What I don't like is the people that like Colin Cowherd who prop him up like he's a special quarterback. Like, no, he's serviceable. There's nothing wrong with that, but he's not special. But he's a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. He's a gentleman. I like him. I tweeted that the other day after he said my name. I was like, oh. Glass half full guy says, "Get Grant. Would you trade Fred Warner? Not sure what they could get for him." I would consider it. No one's off limits. Fred Warner had a terrible game. The last 2 games, he was awful. So yeah, no one's off limits.
I agree. Fred Warner, I agree. He's at an impact position, and Iggy, he may be slowing down a tiny bit. He makes so many tackles a game. He's almost like a running back.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of hits.
That's right. And the shelf life these are high impact positions.
Yeah, God.
Jeff Bernardo says, "Honestly, I feel like Kyle needs to receive the same scrutiny that Cliff Kingsbury is getting in Arizona. Should have traded those picks for a cornerback or O-line help." Yeah, like Cliff Kingsbury's a joke in Arizona because his dad didn't win a Super Bowl. Like Kyle, his resume would lead him to being the butt of a lot of jokes, but he's protected from all that because of he's a brand. And that's why I cover him the way I do. Charles Go says, "Even if your analysis is occasionally correct, you two are funny as hell." Thank you. I think my dad's very funny. I want to
be funny. I want to be a joker.
Thank you both for your honest views, says Black Orchid. That's nice. Andy Sanchez says, "I'm just here to say thanks for the Hamlet summary." Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
John Garcia, thank you. Kyle gets the yips when one of his plays goes wrong. He does seem to choke.
Game.
C. Turley says, "How much worse does the drama get if the Niners lose to the Rams? Can you imagine the hell? Oh my God. If they go into the bye week on a 3-game losing streak, yeah, it would be pretty bad."
Iggy, if they go in, the diehard fans are going to say they were 3-5 last year.
Exactly. It's true.
That's what's going to happen. I did a tweet this week. He's getting to look, Kyle, like Tom Sula and Chip Kelly. So many people wrote they were offended by the comparison. I don't know.
As if Kyle's some champion, you can't talk about him that way.
You're right. It's a heresy to talk about him. Right now, he's a loser. and he's a career loser. Now, he may not be at the level of those two losers. He's a loser. And if I want to poke fun at him, it's not like poking fun of the Pope.
And it was funny, you said if they lose this week to the Rams, the diehard fans are going to be there with them and say they were 3-5 last year. I agree. If they win this week against the Rams, a team that sucks, that they beat all the time, can you imagine what the diehard fans are going to say? Super Bowl. They beat the Rams. They're 4-4. Watch out for this is a team no one wants to face down the stretch. Like, oh my God. Beating the Rams again, prove something? We know they can beat the Rams.
That's true.
Oh,
and
yeah.
CMC. Now we got CMC.
Oh, Colin Cowherd is going to come out and be like, oh, I told you the Niners are the best team. Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, dude. Okay. Let's see how they do against the Chargers. Because right now, if the team isn't in their division or on the brink of firing their head coach, the Niners are going to lose. That's been their pattern. So, anyway, Alex says, stop hating on Dan Brunskill at right tackle. I said he should be the right tackle. I would put Dan Brunskill at right tackle right now.
And we haven't mentioned his name. And
What's Jimmy's?
What is this?
I don't hate.
What is it?
Yeah, I'm hating on you for saying that. What's Jimmy's QBR throwing on the run? Probably really bad. The Dark Azrael says Aaron Rodgers doesn't look happy in Green Bay, so why not trade him for Jimmy G, Mike McGlinchey, and maybe a late pick? Yeah, I think that'll get it done. That's what they want.
That'll get it done. They say you will do it. Yeah.
That'll get it done. Oh, anyway, that's the show. Stop donating money because we're going to end the show right now. I know there's a little bit of a lag, so we'll give you a second, but it's over. Thank you very much. It's been a lot of fun. Dad, this has been a great show. What do you think?
Well, it's the high point in my week being with you, Guy. I love it.
I wasn't prepared for the Hamlet part, but I think that was the best part. It was the most unusual part of the show, relating the 49ers to Hamlet. You can't get that anywhere else. I loved it. And it worked.
Iggy, we were both English majors. We think about stuff. If I bored you with Hamlet, I apologize.
Are you saying that Kyle's Hamlet this year? That he's on the sideline looking at his play sheet? I don't know what to do.
You know what I think he is? I think Kyle is the Hamlet of the Bay.
He's the Hamlet of the Bay. To be or not to be? What should I do?
Not to be.
What do I do?
What do I do? He's the Hamlet of the Bay.
Should I get revenge? No, I'm gonna make a play where I get revenge, and I'm going to send a message to the guy. Isn't that what Hamlet does?
Yes.
He does the play, right?
One, you don't know who Polonius is, and this is going to get most of you. Jed is Polonius.
Oh, yeah. Say why?
Because he spoke in cliches, neither a borrower, nor lend or be, and he was
right.
And he got killed behind a curtain. I'm not saying that he should get killed. Believe me. I'm not saying Jed should be killed, but he's about as irrelevant right now as Polonius.
The other thing that made it tough for Hamlet is the person that told him he needed to get revenge was a ghost, his dad. So he had to be like, okay, ghosts are real. I didn't know that.
That's right.
So now I'm taking orders from a ghost. Okay, that's tough.
And there's a whole school of criticism that says there was no real ghost. It was his psychology talking to him.
I love that. I love that.
It was a ghost.
It was a fucking ghost. All right. Lowell, not any loser, big time loser. Big time loser. Ooh. They are, I guess Kyle. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
The 49ers are the embodiment of a safety right now.